Well, well, well. Two little mockingbirds sitting in a tree. Talking about you. And sweetheart, they're not talking about your resume. Sit down. Grab a chair. Grab a knife. Grab whatever helps you sit still. Because when I show you what's crawling around under that conversation, your jaw is gonna hit the floor like it's auditioning for gravity. Not 'cause it's ugly. Oh, somewhere, sure, it's ugly. But that's not the punchline. Trouble. The punchline's what's underneath. See these two clowns? While they're out there picking you apart, syllable by syllable, like they're defusing a bomb they don't understand. They are obsessed. Delulu level obsessed. And they don't even know how much they're spilling the tea on themselves while they do it. Let me paint you a picture. Firecracker. Little mural. Little masterpiece. Right here on the wall of your mind. Two people. You already know exactly who they are. You've known since before you admitted it to the mirror, huh? One's got that sharp, competitive little blade for an energy, quick cutting, always keeping score. The other one's quieter, softer, all tangled up in feelings they'd rather chew glass than say out loud. And together? Together they've made you their favorite show. Not a rerun, not occasional. A series, appointment television. You're the tune stuck in their skulls, playing on loop. And no matter how many times they change the station, boom, there you are again. You are living rent-free in some very expensive real estate, and the rent they're paying instead is their peace of mind, every single night. They're walking somewhere. Doesn't matter where. Parking lot, a hiking trail, cracked car window, engine running, enough noise so nobody else can catch the show. And the whole time, guess who's the headliner? Your hair, your waist, your skin. The way you strolled into that room and didn't even clock that the cameras were rolling. They're going over every little detail like a couple of amateur detectives at a crime scene that never happened. Starlight, trying to solve a puzzle that was never a puzzle. And here's the punchline: they can't solve it. Ha! That's what's driving them up the wall, because what they're actually hunting for isn't a flaw. No, no. It's the blueprint. They want the trick. They want to know how you walk into a room, and the whole room tilts a little, like the floor's in on the joke. And since they can't get the trick, they grab the only tangible thing they can point a finger at without confessing what's really going on inside them. So they talk about your body, your looks, easy targets, safe targets. Or so they think. And the tone. Oh, the tone. Champ. That's where it gets good. It ain't just critical. It's desperate. Two people, grasping in the dark for something they can't even name for themselves. Now here's where the science meets the seance, and it's gonna set you loose. Forget mirrors. Forget fun houses. Think bigger. Think messier. Think of a smashed kaleidoscope somebody dropped on a carnival floor. You pick it up, you look through the crack, and what do you see? Fragments. Colors that don't belong to anything real, not you. Just broken glass, throwing back whatever light happens to be bouncing around inside it. That's their commentary, sweetheart. That's the whole act. Neuroscience. Real. Actual. Boring, nerdy science. Says your eyes aren't cameras. They only grab a sliver of the light in the room. The rest, filled in by the brain. Guesswork. Predictive processing, they call it. Fancy words for making stuff up real fast. So when they're talking about you, they're not seeing you. They're taking 1% of the actual picture and pouring in 99% of their own personal chaos, their bitterness, their baggage, their unresolved little dramas. and calling it observation. It's not a review of you. It's a confession, filed under your name by mistake. Don't let a hallucination hold the pen on your story. No cap. Before we continue, let's talk about your true potential. They took your pride, but they handed you the keys to the kingdom. Grab my book in the description to rebuild your ego into steel. Let's get back to why you're really here. The sharp one. The blade. They've had things to say about your body specifically. Weight, waist, size, whatever gave them an angle. Might have been some real ugliness in there, some good old-fashioned cruelty dressed up as concern. Or the opposite, some comment about how you've changed, how your body shifted, and they don't like what that shift is spelling out. Because what it's spelling out is that you got through something. You healed. You survived something they were quietly betting would keep you small. And you didn't stay small. There was a stretch, sure. Maybe your health dipped. Maybe the energy wasn't there. Maybe you got quieter for a minute. And they noticed. Oh, they noticed. And in that noticing, something in them exhaled. Good, they thought. Good. Now the math checks out again. Now the playing field feels level. Might have even celebrated a little. Quiet, private. The way people do when they'd never admit out loud what they're actually toasting to. They were hoping you'd stay in that dimmer version, 'cause that version made them comfortable. Cozy, even. See, they're out here hunting your flaws because they cannot handle the wattage of your actual shine. Dim don't hurt the eyes, trouble. But you were never built to be background noise. Never built to be background noise. Then you started moving again, and oh, that's the moment the whole circus tent collapsed. You getting up, showing up, doing the thing in whatever shape it took. That wasn't on their timeline. Maybe wasn't on their bingo card at all. And when they clocked it, something cracked open in both of them that they still haven't duct-taped shut. The sharp one got competitive, got loud on the inside, got that quiet, frantic energy people get when they realize the game they thought was over is still very much live. They're nitpicking your appearance because your presence is intimidating the absolute life out of them. That's it. That's the whole script. And the soft one? Their heart does something they can't explain every time your name comes up. Pulse skips, and boy, are they furious about that. Absolutely, deliciously furious. Here's the part I need you to really sit with, 'cause this is the meat of the joke. Their words aren't a review of your worth. Nuh-uh. They're a public receipt of their own private bankruptcy. Every time they open their mouths about you, they're handing you an itemized bill. And it's got their name on it, not yours. They talk about your body like it's the whole engine, like if they just find the right insult, they can strip the gears and stall you out. But they can't, because what's actually driving them insane has nothing to do with dress size, hair length, or jawline. It's the energy, the frequency. That thing radiating off you that you probably don't even clock in the mirror yet. The thing that makes a whole room feel you before they've even registered you walked in. Can't copy that. Can't counterfeit that. Can't reverse engineer that no matter how many focus groups they run. They keep trying. Keep coming up empty. And the emptier they come up, the louder and messier and more obvious they get. You were built custom, starlight, no blueprint sold twice. Nobody consulted the committee when they made you, so why exactly would you consult them now? Let's talk about the soft one for a second. The quiet one. This one's got feelings for you they are handling about as gracefully as a chainsaw juggling act. Not simple attraction. Something knottier. Somewhere in that swampy little Venn diagram between fascination, longing, and resentment. Not between, champ, among. 'Cause all three are RSVPing to the same party. They want to be near your frequency, might even want to be you. Or at least orbit close enough to catch some of the glow off your trajectory. And every time your name drops into the conversation, something happens in their body they immediately try to smother. They go along with the criticism, 'cause going along is the safe move. Agreeing with the sharp one is the price of admission, the cover charge that lets them stay in the room without confessing they think about you way more than is medically advisable. That's the weight they're hauling around, that contradiction. Feelings they'd rather surgically remove than admit to owning. And the only outlet they've got left is these little side-alley conversations, dressed up as gossip, functioning as confession. You're the main character they cannot stop streaming, even while they're pretending to change the channel. They're only talking behind your back because you're already 3 chapters ahead of them in a book they haven't figured out how to read yet. Now the sharp one. That one's in competition with you. Not the kind you'd ever catch 'em admitting to. The kind that lives low, in the gut. The kind that started the second they realized you were becoming something. In your work, your world, your career, your circle. Something they wanted bad, and the fact that you've got it, or you're getting it, or you're clearly en route, sits in 'em like a coin swallowed whole, small, constant, never quite digesting. So they pick at your looks, 'cause if they can shrink you down a size in their own head, the gap between where you are and where they're stuck feels a little less humiliating. Not conscious, not calculated. They'd swear on a stack of anything that they're not doing what they're doing. But baby, that's exactly what they're doing. See, nobody jimmies a lock on an empty vault, sweetheart. Folks only come rattling your gates when they know there's treasure stacked to the ceiling inside. You're loaded, you're overflowing, and their arms are too short to reach the top shelf. So instead they throw rocks and hope something valuable falls down to their level. It won't. And here's what's wild. Even mid-gossip, even at their meanest, the truth keeps slipping through the cracks like light under a locked door. One of them says something a little too specific, a little too detailed. Too close to something only someone who's actually paying attention would notice. And the other one goes quiet for a beat before answering, because deep down they both know. They're not really talking about you anymore. They're confessing that you matter to them way more than either one signed up for. Now what they said about your body, your looks, yeah, it's real, and I'm not going to stand here and tell you it doesn't land somewhere tender. But let's flip the script, 'cause there's a whole other story buried in there, and it's not about them. It's about you. Your waist, your hair, your skin, your movement, your presence. Those are things that shifted because you shifted. You changed. Physically, sure, but not only physically. You walked through something heavy and came out the other side carrying it differently. And they clock that. Even while they're being ugly about it, they clock it. You're not who you were a year ago, 2 years ago, and whatever it took to travel that distance, the healing, the silence, the rebuild, it lives in you now. It's in your walk, visible in ways even you can't fully narrate yet, 'cause you're still mid-scene. And here's the line I need you to underline. The exact things they're mocking are the exact things pulling people toward you. your waist, your shift, your evolution. Those aren't the flaw in the plot. They are the plot. They're the plot. The very features they're roasting today are the signature moves nobody else can steal, the ones that make you unmistakably, irreplaceably you. Their commentary is proof that something happened, and you're still standing, still moving, even when moving was the hardest trick in the book. Your body's the crown jewel in a glass case, champ. Their gossips just smudged fingerprints on the outside of the glass. Doesn't touch the jewel, never has. Just tells you somebody couldn't resist, pressing their nose against it. There's a version of you they were banking on, smaller, quieter, easier to file away. And they're watching that version evaporate in real time, live, no reruns, and they have absolutely no idea what to do with their hands. So they talk. They walk and they talk and they try to crack a case with words way too small for what they're actually circling. Never, and I mean never, trade your divine peace for some bargain bin opinion somebody's peddling on clearance. Your peace is a chip they cannot afford to cash, no matter how many times they slide up to the table. And you, right now, in this exact moment, you already knew. Maybe not the details, but the frequency of it. You felt somebody's energy carrying too many layers, felt somebody go quiet the second your name floated by. Walked into a room and caught eyes that weren't quite hostile, weren't quite anything, just off. Slightly too much or not nearly enough, and you couldn't name why. Well, trouble, this is why. This is exactly why. Your gut's been reading the room with perfect accuracy this whole time. No notes. And now the question isn't whether you were right. You were. The question's what you do with the receipts. Here's the real kicker. These two don't even have clearance to see who you're becoming. They're still running commentary on a build that's already been discontinued, critiquing a person mid-glow-up who's already 3 upgrades past, who they think they're roasting. And they don't even know it yet. Too busy squinting at old footage to notice you're out here building something brand new, quiet, on your own clock, in your own lane, whatever got thrown at you to slow you down, knock you sideways, make you doubt the plan. It didn't stick. Maybe wobbled you for a second, sure, but it didn't stick. They wanted an angle, a weak spot, a blueprint. Ah, there is no blueprint, sweetheart. There is no blueprint. You're not unstoppable 'cause you're arrogant. You're unstoppable 'cause you're actually plugged into who you are. And that's a current nobody else can tap into. Can't sabotage what's rooted. Your value doesn't dip just 'cause somebody's temporarily too nearsighted to clock it. That value's fixed. That's your blueprint, and it's copyright protected. Sit with this one, Starlight. The people running their mouths the loudest are usually the ones running scared the fastest. The energy someone burns picking apart your appearance is almost never actually about your appearance. It's aura envy dressed up in a critique costume. Obsession still counts as obsession even when it shows up wearing a frown. These two, messy and immature and contradiction-stuffed as they are riveted. Can't look away if their lives depended on it. And that tells you everything about your own frequency, especially on the days it doesn't feel obvious. 'Cause you're the type that holds a room, even when you're not performing, even mid-heel, even dead quiet, even convinced you've somehow gone dim. You haven't. You're actually turned up louder than ever. They feel it. That's the whole malfunction. That's the whole glitch in their system. So yeah, what they said about you, shocking, sure. would have left you speechless if you'd caught it live. But not because of the cruelty, because of what it confesses, because of how loud it screams that while you've been out here living, healing, building, becoming, two people got so rattled by your mere existence that they made you the whole main event of their private little theater. They're orbiting you, full stop. They'd rather argue your waistline than admit that. But now you know the truth. Your presence alone is loud enough to send people spiraling without you saying a single word. That's not a prize they can pickpocket off you. Not in a parking lot, not on a trail, not anywhere. That's yours, always was. Time to grab the mic back on your own story. You're not the punchline they've been writing. You're the one holding the pen, and God signed off on the whole script long before they got a vote. Silence the noise the fast way. Crank up your own frequency till theirs can't compete. Turn them down by turning all the way up into your own truth. Let them talk. Let them squawk. Let them keep trying to solve a puzzle they were never issued the manual for. You are not a problem waiting to be cracked. You are a performance waiting to be witnessed. And whether they clap or not, they are watching. They're your unwilling audience, front row, no ticket stub required, and your life's the show they can't stop tuning into. So give 'em a show, champ. A show of leveling up, a show of rising past the static, a show of getting so unbothered, so fully yourself, that their little cracked kaleidoscope shatters clean under the weight of your light. Let 'em choke on the dust while you walk off set. You're not who they say you are, never were. And the only lines in this whole script that actually matter, sweetheart, are the ones you write for yourself. That's the punchline. And baby, you're killing. And finally, my complete 13-chapter book, Evolution of the Anomaly, How You Survived the Humiliation Ritual, is live. Grab it is in the description and pinned comment.